In this tutorial, we're going to show you how to take that nice box you've been saving and turn it into a cute keepsake box using decoupage. So first, grab your nice cardboard box, something to cover your work surface with, like newspaper, cotton fabric, Mod Podge, scissors, a paintbrush, something to put your glue in, a hot glue gun, and maybe some ribbon. And then you're going to want a pencil and a ruler to measure your cloth and trace where your box is going to go. So there are a lot of ways that you can use fabric to decoupage a box, and in this tutorial I'm going to show you one method where I start with my box in the center of the fabric and then wrap the fabric up and around each side of the box separately. So to begin with, we're going to put the box in the center of the fabric and trace all the way around it. I want enough fabric that can cover the area of the bottom of the box plus twice the area of each side. Area is equal to length times width, so you can use this simple formula to calculate exactly how much fabric you'll need to cover your entire box. The total length of the fabric we're going to use in this tutorial is going to be equal to the length of the box plus 4 times the height of the side. And the width of the fabric is going to be equal to the width of the box plus 4 times the height of the side. So once I've traced that out onto my fabric, I'm going to cut it to size and then glue down the bottom of the box into the center of the fabric so it's not shifting around while I start wrapping the sides. To wrap each of the sides, I simply cut a diagonal from the corner of the fabric to the corner of the box. Then I folded those corners in and wrapped the fabric over the edge of the side and glued it to the inside of the box. In this example, I used a little extra fabric so that I could fold the raw edge of the fabric underneath so that it would be hidden. But that did result in my box being a little bit bulkier at the end, making it hard for me to fit the lid on. I fixed this by cutting the corners and gluing a ribbon around the edge of the top of the box. And that's just a good example of how this kind of activity can take a little trial and error to get it right. So in this example, when I finished decoupaging the box and the lid with fabric and realized that the lid wouldn't fit onto the box, I split the corners of the lid and glued them back together with hot glue, making sure that this time it would fit onto the bottom of the box, while also being careful not to glue the lid to the bottom of the box. And then for good measure, I also took a piece of ribbon and glued that around the box top, just to provide some reinforcement since I did split the seams and then glue them back together. I wanted to make sure that there was a little additional support just in case one of those seams decided to pop back open again. I also really liked having a decorative edge to the box top, especially since the fabric I was using was really busy with the designs and colors. Aesthetically, it helped to define the edge of the box a little. Don't forget that this is just one example of one way to use fabric to decoupage a nice cardboard box, and there are a lot of ways that you could improve on this method or make it your own. A couple other ideas that you could try are using scraps of fabric to cover the area of your box, or cutting out shapes from your fabric to decorate other fabrics with and creating layers of different designs. Another thing I noticed about this fabric and this box in particular is that since it's a cotton fabric and relatively thin, you can see the original box design through it. So one thing you could do to fix that is to paint or prime the surface before starting to decoupage it. But in general, this is a very forgiving and easy activity to try, and we hope you'll give it a shot. And if you do, drop us a line and let us know how it turned out. You can find more tutorials like this one on our website, uticacreativereuse.org.